Hello. Today we are hiking the Berrian Mountain Loop Trail in Evergreen, Colorado. We are coming up to the little parking area here. The trail is right across the street from there. This is a 3.8-mile loop with 984 feet of elevation gain, so quite a hike today. We're here at Berrian Mountain Loop. I put on way too much sunscreen, so yeah. Okay, I do know I'm in the right place because there is a sign once you get onto the path a little bit. That is quite an elevation gain. Cars are over there. There's only spots for like 5 cars. I'm already out of breath. Just coming up here, so let's see how it goes. This is already a beautiful hike. We're maybe 5 minutes in. The views, lots of rocks. We're going this way. Definitely a different kind of hike for us. Very rural. We're actually in a neighborhood on the border of Evergreen and Conifer. So I know this first part of the hike, you're kind of in between people's properties. And then you get up to the top where you have amazing views. Really tough in the beginning. It's all elevation climb. There's tons of rocks here. Definitely a little uneasy just because this is a more rural hike. I was the first one in the parking lot. There were other people, but just a couple. Pretty shaded so far. Definitely a less maintained trail than what we're used to. It's absolutely beautiful. Very, very peaceful, very quiet. So this is a more, less maintained path. I have noticed some trees. We had a big windstorm a couple months ago. It knocked down a bunch of trees out here, and they're still covering the path. I can go around this one, but I see more up ahead that are just straight across the path, which is fine. They're not too big, but just so you're aware. This is so peaceful out here, but definitely have my guard up. There's lots of rocky areas, and that always makes me nervous for mountain lions. So I'm just kind of, when I'm not filming, I'm talking out loud to my baby and singing and making a little bit of noise just so I don't come up to any predators by surprise, because I am the first one on the trail this morning. We're about a mile in. It's quite a bit of elevation gain this hike, but it is so beautiful. It's shaded and the birds and the chipmunks are out. That's all I've seen so far. Lots of spots to stop and have a little snack or picnic if you need a break. And then there are some like big elevation gains, like you climb quickly on this trail so far. Definitely out of breath, definitely warm. It's 9 in the morning. It's so nice though, really peaceful, so many birds, and quite a bit of trees down, but a lot of them are chopped up and off the trail, which is nice. And I just haven't been on a hike like this before, like between, I can see some houses sometimes, but it is really beautiful. So I'm not sure if we're going to do this whole hike or not. Depends on how I'm feeling. But we did come to the first fork in the trail. I'll show you. So it's not marked at all. I almost just kept going this way, but this is the fork. So this is where the loop actually starts. You can go left, which will take you, I believe, up to the summit. And then there's this way as well, which is the other side of the loop. I'm gonna go left because I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the whole loop. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, this elevation gain is no joke. Once we took that fork to the left, we really started climbing again. This is very steep up here. We just came from down there. This is the biggest elevation gain I've done solo without like my husband helping me with the baby and stuff, because this is tough. Somebody did just pass us on the trail with 2 dogs off leash, which I'm happy about because I was kind of blazing the trail this morning on my own. So I just like that other people are ahead of me, just in case there's any predators on the trail. They know that people are up and about now. So I just feel really in the middle of nowhere here. So the views have been fantastic. We're really on the border of conifer and evergreen. This is a very cool part of the trail. Lots of trees down, but the path is pretty much clear. There was one big tree we had to jump over. There's some juniper, little bushes here, little pine trees, a mix of rock and pines and aspens. The aspens are just starting to bloom. The trail's narrow here. You can hear the neighborhood dogs barking, which makes me feel like I'm not as in the middle of nowhere as it feels, but you definitely feel isolated out here. And there's some white peaks that you can kind of peek through behind these trees. They look like clouds, like right here, but that's actually Mount Blue Sky. So this part of the path are quite a few trees down, and they're big and knobby, so getting over them with a pack is just a little bit more challenging. definitely could have brought my poles for this hike, just because there are a lot of rocks, there are a lot of boulders, there are a lot of trees down. Okay, here's a view. There's Mount Blue Sky. Wow. And this is where we just came from. You can see there's trees down here and here. That view, oh my goodness. Wow, what a cool hike. Okay, breaking news. I think we have our first poop diaper ever on the trail, so let's try and change that now. I have this little insulated mat that's like meant for a seat, but I got it to change diapers on the trail, which I have never done before. Diaper and wipes. And you also lost your hat. We lost a hat on the trail. Okay, crisis averted. No poop, I guess just stinky farts, so that's fun. I'm just gonna nurse him and then we'll hit the trail again, but good to know I had all my stuff. We lost his hat, he must have thrown it. Where'd your hat go? And some banana. Two woodpeckers on this tree. So this is the first time I've ever taken like a wrong turn or anything. Like I said, this is not a very well marked trail. So we did not end up doing the full loop today because I went off trail. There is a path that we went on that went towards like the middle of the loop that I was not expecting to go on at all, but that's what happened, and it ended up being a great hike. So I just came to a junction where there's a path that goes this way, there's a path that goes this way, and there's a path that goes this way, and we just came from here, which it said we were off trail for about a half a mile or so. So we're already in about a mile and a half. So I am gonna just go back where I came from because I'm tired and I don't want to get further lost. So also my baby dropped his hat somewhere on this trail. So I just turned around. We're heading back where we came, which is still beautiful, and you got some views of Mount Blue Sky, and it's challenging, but we'll look for his hat on the trail and head back to the car. So all down this trail there are these red paint spots on these trees, so I assumed I was going the right way. It is a path. It is definitely a path, so it's just not marked anywhere on the map on all trails. but we were over 1.5 miles in when I turned around at that junction. So it's a good hike, but not well marked, but also probably user error. I see a hat. There it is, right on the trail. Okay. I'm just gonna hold on to that. You got your hat, bud. The view of Mount Blue Sky is so cool. It just keeps peeking through all these trees. And let me see if I can get a clear view for you. It's right here. It's all these snow-capped mountains. It's so amazing. It's like breathtaking. Still, All Trails is saying that we're off the path, which I guess there's a couple of paths that are not marked on All Trails, but are marked here. So a couple of fallen trees that we had to climb over, but it's still a beautiful part of the trail. And we'll definitely try this again next time and see if we can do the full loop. But we're gonna do about over 3 miles because I turned around at a mile, like over 1.6 miles. So by the time we get back to the car, we'll see what we've done. I was just thinking also, the only other person I've seen on the trail was on this part of the trail that All Trails is saying we're off trail on. So, but he definitely looked like he had hiked this before. He had 2 dogs off leash and was charging up this path. So, I guess there's just many routes that are not marked on All Trails, but I'm okay with it. We're having a great time. We did a practice run for changing the diaper. Got to see Mount Blue Sky. We're in a really shaded part of this area, of these trails, so it's been really nice. Okay, well, I'm just coming up to this junction here where you can go right or you can go left. This is where we came, where we saw that guy with the 2 dogs. And he must have gone this way. I wasn't looking at my map. And I went this way. So the trail does split. This way, All Trail says you're off trail. This way is towards the summit, which is where I wanted to go. and I just walked right past it. There's no markings on the trees, nothing. I was coming past this like rocky part where I always get worried that there's like a mountain lion hiding back here. So I was just kind of going past it quickly this way, and that's the way that All Trails said not to go. But anyway, we're gonna go back where we came, which now we're back on the trail, where All Trails is now saying we're not lost. But if I didn't go that way, I wouldn't have seen those specific views of Mount Blue Sky. So like I said, I'm not mad about it. We're all learning. Also very distracted hiking with a baby and filming, and just keeping my eyes open and being aware of my surroundings takes a lot of effort. So, and trying to just enjoy the moment is hard when you're doing all those things. And when a guy is passing me on trail, I don't care how friendly you are, how nice you are, how friendly your dogs are. I'm more alert, and I'm trying to pay attention of just like who's around me and my baby. So definitely missed that fork in the trail. So if you're hiking this, definitely just pay attention, because these forks kind of come out of nowhere. There's no signs, no markings on trees either. And maybe those red markings on the trees were saying this is not the path. I'm not sure. Probably. Okay, we are coming up to the first fork that we came through on our hike. And we are going back towards the parking lot area, which is this way. The loop, we could have gone this way, or where we just came from this way. So I didn't realize there were a couple of more loops than just this one, or a couple more junctions. So we are going to the right. Lots of woodpeckers that I'm hearing through this part of the woods, kind of knocking on trees. So shaded though, really nice, especially since my baby won't keep his hat on. We have the little awning, but I like to have the hat too, his SPF hat. So it's nice. We're pretty shaded throughout this whole hike. Being at elevation, you just always have to worry about getting sunburned no matter what time of year, what's going on, because you're just so much closer to the sun. Look at these little baby aspens right here. They're all blooming. So pretty. Almost to the end of the trail now. The baby's sleeping. And here's the view of Mount Blue Sky. You can hear the hummingbirds in the background. This place is magical. Wow. This is the end of the trail. You have to cross the street to the little parking lot. There's just a couple other cars here. So overall, we ended up going 3.06 miles with 558 feet of elevation gain. This is the path we took here. Well, we made it. Got a little lost on the trail and didn't do the full loop. But we did do 3 miles in 2 hours, so, and quite a bit of elevation gain. That was a tough hike, and I was just on my guard kind of the whole time. I've never hiked this before, and I just wanted to be really aware of my surroundings, and I still got lost, but it was great. I only passed 2 people on the actual trail. There's a couple cars here, but there's still room for parking, so in the middle of the week, I would say this is a good hike to do. On the weekend, I'm sure it's really hard to find parking and all of that. So overall, great hike, beautiful day. It's so springy out. You can see the aspens here behind me with that like almost neon green color. And then just the mountain views were really great. So this was a different kind of hike. It wasn't marked as well as like the other hikes that we do that are pretty popular. But if you're in the Evergreen conifer area wanting a hike, this is a great one. If you are coming from Denver, it would be maybe 25-30 minutes depending on where you are to get here, and it's well worth it. It's so beautiful. So we're just having our snack time and we're gonna head back home. But thanks for joining us. Until next time.